Hi, I'm Barry John. Welcome back to Let's Play Descent 3. I'm doing that. I have co-pilots. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Laylite, Triangle Lord.
I'm Solitaire, looking at these pretty neon colors.
I hate this level. I honestly hate this level. When we get to a certain point, I'm going to point out the fight that caused me to just give up and reduce the difficulty level for the first time in this Let's Play Mega Thread.
Well, I guess it's true. This game hasn't introduced the Hulks yet, so we gotta have a robot that plays that role, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, not even those guys.
SRAD security is still pretty heavy.
I think I have an idea of what you're talking about.
Schweitzer's old laboratory.
So it's too bad that this scientist guy, Schweitzer, couldn't just email us his research, huh? Didn't post it on ArcSiv for peer review.
No. And he didn't upload it to the cloud either.
We just didn't know what the internet would be like in the 90s. It was all so new.
Yeah. But we have our new weapon of the level, the frag missile. The frag missile is basically a shotgun in a missile form. It flies until it hits something, and then it explodes, and it sends out a rebounding shrapnel in the area.
So it's like the smart missile, except that the little bomb, once it shoots out, don't home in on enemies. It just spreads them out.
They spread out at random, and they hit, and they can bounce off walls in tight quarters.
Okay, so they do get a little bit of bounce before, they expire. So it's not like you fired into the wall, it randomly goes horizontally and hits the inside corner of the wall and just dissipates. It bounces a little bit more.
Yeah. And I can tell you guys from experience in later levels, the chunky salsa rule is in full effect.
Really?
Yeah, basically it will, if you fire one of these guys off in really tight quarters, the damage will rebound off the wall multiple times to hit you.
Oh, right. Of course it hits yourself, naturally. I mean, that's just bog standard for missiles in this kind of game.
I see, that's what the rule is.
Well, not quite. I mean, the actual chunky salsa rule that I know of came from Shadowrun.
Yeah, it's the way you can't regenerate yourself if your head is reduced to chunky salsa, right?
I see.
Well, any damage that would reduce your body to the consistency of chunky salsa cannot be recovered from.
I see. I thought it came from, Quake or something like that.
Yeah, that's from Rise of the Triad, isn't it? Ludicrous Jibs? Or Gibbs?
Something along those lines.
Anyway, so point being, frag missile is one of those launch it off and then run away kind of businesses.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry.
Oh, we're definitely going to scrub this place by the time we're through with it.
Yeah. But you can see, for example, that when that stack of crates blew off, how there was that scatter shot effect. That was basically a frag missile going off.
Wow, that's some physics right there. Yep, just gonna clip those right through the wall, huh? just gonna spray those polygons outwards, those surfaces.
Man,
call it a day.
Look at those boxes fly.
Yeah. Ow!
Okay, I think you don't have anyone but yourself to blame for that one, I'm afraid.
No, I don't.
Gotta be thorough about this kind of thing. You never know when you might have to retreat here later, and don't want those traps behind yourself. You know, after all, you're a human, so you're smart enough not to take cover behind explosive barrels.
Most of the time. Oh, can't go through that door yet. There's a barrier in the way.
Yeah, so I kind of see what you're getting at here with these tight spaces. With how nimble those tiny enemies are, it seems like your turning speed, like your rotation speed, actually isn't really that good to keep up with them.
Doesn't look like it.
No, not really. I mean, especially when they start, ducking and dodging and weaving and firing back at you.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's going to be the Descent 2 AI, or possibly even slightly better.
So, if you let yourself get hit by the lightning, by grounding out the lightning rods, you take 10 damage.
Ah.
Oh, just 10. I mean, that's not good, but it's not awful.
No, but I let myself get hit, just to, show it off.
Ah, yes. For illustrious purposes. Illustrative. Alright, I'm sure this will have no consequences down the line. Now the lightning is out of control.
I have no idea why I did that anyways. I mean, it's not like... Oh, by the way, rain splatter on the windshield.
That's a neat trick.
Emergency. Electrical fire in sector 17.
There's a ship, a mercenary ship going through the facility, blowing up all of the security robots, and the intercom has the nerve to complain about a simple electrical fire. I think there's some bigger problems going on at the moment.
Yeah, like, oh. Napalm.
That's new.
That is new. In fact, it's so new that it was advertised on the box.
Well, I mean, napalm is pretty a good essence of the 90s being cool. Even though, obviously it's pretty terrible. But hey, it sounds neat.
Give me a couple of moments and I will show it off if I remember this level. I do remember this level, I hope.
So it does seem kind of, at first it sounds odd to be using napalm on robots, but at the same time when you think about it, hey, robots, they're vulnerable to overheating. And looks like that guy was thinking just the same to you.
Behold, one of the banes of my existence. Enemy robots that set you on fire.
So it seems like they don't have that great of range, but that guy was really zippy, so it probably doesn't... He probably just gets in before you realize he's there.
Yep.
Ah, there we go.
Well, that's me using the flamethrower.
It's got some nice range on it, too.
It does, and it does damage over time, but the problem is, it's usually faster to shoot a guy properly rather than just set him on fire and wait for the fire to hit.
Yeah, I mean, you already have enough hit-and-run tools that having a primary gun at your disposal that works in that way doesn't really give you that much extra, but at least it gives you some use for all this ammo that's not, like, it looks like it has a separate gauge. It doesn't look like it takes energy, does it?
No, it has its own separate ammo supply.
So that'll at least tide you over in between energy recharge centers, I guess.
Never really an issue. I mean, I've lowered the difficulty.
Look at all those energy drops.
Yeah.
Is it easier to hit robots with a napalm than the laser?
Well, the napalm has a bit of a wider spray to it, and it's a stream, not a like with a laser beam there. So you can just basically wiggle over the target to try and hit it.
Yeah, that looks like it kind of spreads out nicely to cover a room, which could be nice if there's tiny enemies around, I guess.
Yeah, that seems like it would be the main advantage to me.
Well, it also deals damage over time, and it does stack, so the really big advantage for it is actually when dealing with boss enemies.
That's an interesting foible there. We seem to be handling those guys alright, although your dodging space is once again pretty cramped.
Yeah. Behold the new enemy spawner.
That really looks like something that you could wreck in theory, but it's made of level geometry, so you can't.
Communications data link is currently offline. We're sorry. Please reconnect and try again.
Now this is a puzzle where you have to set the switches to a certain pattern.
Piccu Station, this is SRAD dispatch. Your distress call has been received. Repeat. Your distress call has been received. Concord 6, you are now authorized for access to the armory. An SRAD containment group is en route to your position. ETA 0700.
Is this, Godbot gun power?
Gunbot. That sounds exciting.
A gun buoy. It's basically a sentry,
Ah, I see.
which is exactly as useful as you might think when it comes to a 3 Degrees of Freedom shooter where maneuverability is king.
It's an extra object you can run into that'll block your way.
Yeah. I think I used them on camera at some point, but I can't remember.
So let me see. So we've gotten rid of the lightning control machine, which is presumably providing the electromagnetic interference. We've activated the data link. So now we just need to download some more RAM, and then we should be all set, right?
Probably. But we did call in for help from the CED, so hopefully they'll come and, investigate the site and go, this isn't right. Ugh, I hate these guys. I really do.
These purple laser guys. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
tiny. Probably for the best. Those are missiles well spent.
And the problem with this guy is that, he just never stops.
Oh yeah, he's on you. And he's gonna block your vision too if he comes into the front.
Yeah, the best way to deal with him basically is to point your nose at where the damage is coming from and fire blindly, hoping you hit him.
So, does using the afterburner put out your fire?
No. The Guidebot has a power-up that lets you do that, a fire extinguisher.
Does he have it now?
Power management system down.
Maybe?
In progress.
Actually, no, he didn't, because the Guidebot can use the fire extinguisher even if he's not deployed.
Do tell.
He's like R2-D2 fixing the Luke's X-wing while sitting in the droid's spot.
Oh, so he just reaches his arm out of the side of the ship and sprays it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, alright, I guess these fire guys are kind of annoying, but at the same time, they don't seem to be a mortal danger yet.
Nope, these guys are not the ones that caused me to lower the difficulty on the game. They certainly didn't hurt, but they weren't the ones that caused it.
How do you tell where those secret doors are?
You can't.
Yeah, those
The
are...
only reason I found them, the only reason I was able to find them is basically, the only reason I find any secrets in this game is because I'm just madly firing and I go, oh wait, a door opened there.
Yeah, I guess the map's not going to be too much help either, because unlike the wireframe of the prior two games, you're just going to see all these nice, low-detail versions of the map that you had anyway. So you can't really, scout around inside the walls to look around for suspiciously large areas of inside the walls.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a use for the wireframe map. I always found it a bit hard to tell what was a wall and what was passage from time to time.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't help with those secret areas that are literally 1 cube large, but It helped for larger secret areas, at least. This game, I don't know. There's probably some reason or another why, like, so far the secret walls haven't had large, plain-looking walls like that, at least, so I guess maybe that's your hint. But besides that, there doesn't really seem to be much other rhyme or reason.
Mm-hmm. And yes, this entire side passage has been nothing but, you know, loot. Nothing to actually advance. Oh, wait, no, God, don't go down here. Never mind.
Well, the ring lasers look neat, I guess.
But we have another little storage room down here. And I'm just going to go clear it out. Seriously, this is a long level.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I see the
Yeah,
timer.
but this time when you're trying to blow up crates, there's an enemy in there, so it's different.
You were saying, Solitaire, about the time?
Yeah, I see the timer. I know how this is.
So I do apologize to everybody watching at home going, when will this end? Why are these levels so long?
I mean, on the one hand, that's neat, but on the other hand, that chain explosion would be neater if it actually had any payoff. Looks like you don't have the ammo rack yet either, or equivalent. Only 10 frag missiles. That sounds like a lot, but it probably isn't in practice, is it?
There isn't an ammo rack, and no, it's not a lot.
I was about to ask.
You want to know? I mean, yes.
Oh, gravity. Yeah,
comes...
that's all streaming towards you. Now, that's clever.
I mean, that's one of the things about this game. Like, yes, the headlights and the afterburner are now built into the ship. They're not, you know, power-ups. But there's no ammo rack, and... Oh. Ouch. But, what was I thinking here? Oh, right, gotta figure out what I'm doing. Nope, just down here is another energy chamber, so... If I wasn't running at 200 energy, I could go down here to recharge.
It reminds me of when I first played Half-Life 2 and I realized that all the weapon that... I think most of the weapons that returned from the previous game had pretty substantially decreased ammo counts. Especially
so there seem to be
one.
fewer power-ups in this game. I mean, power-ups for your main ship, I guess. There's new guide bud power-ups, at least.
Yeah. Oh, gotta work my way through here.
So I guess to kind of restate a point that you were talking about in the earlier videos, especially looking at that hole in the floor there, they're really going out of their way to make this, make as many irregular shapes as they can. There is not a cube to be seen here in this map.
No. The level designers for this, they embraced the fact that they could build these sorts of levels, and I think honestly it's to the detriment of the game.
Like, more complicated geometry means just more geometry to get caught on.
And they keep making the levels bigger to account for the larger geometry. Alright, pathway, hidden side passage.
Well, of course, we can't go to the main passage. There could be loot in the side passage. Yeah, you never know what could be around the corner. It could be, could be a new missile, could be a key card, could be a new Muppets movie. You never know.
True. But, yeah, I'm just... what was it? Like, they're actually pretty good about, stringing out which weapons come, like, what order you get weapons and how soon they show up. It's not like Descent 2 or Vertigo where you're able to go, oh, here's a secret level. Oh, here's guns that are like 6, 8, 10 levels early.
Well, I'm glad they still have the homing missile in this game. I think there'd be rioting if there wasn't.
Very true. But we are not quite there yet.
Oh, no, see, those earlier level cracks in the structure, that door with a crack in it, can't blow that up. But these rocks can blow those up. They're fine.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a case of only if you see it on the map, or if you've played the game so many times that you've got certain portions of the map memorized now.
So I guess those lock warnings are coming from that blue thing that's in front of you there.
Uh-huh.
How do you get rocks to explode anyway?
By shooting them with super lasers.
Oh, you know, they must have high magnesium content in them. Yeah, there you go.
Some days I miss the missile cam. Other days I don't. But coming right up is the fight that caused me to end the game, or sorry, to lower the difficulty here.
Okay, gonna need all the help you can get. Guidebot, help us.
Go collect the antivirus to act as a temporary IFF screwer upper for enemy robots. But right out here,
Looks innocent enough.
these two guys are anti-aircraft tanks. They fire constant streams of Vulcan cannons, and they were responsible for so many deaths in my practice runs that I just gave up, and I gave up fighting those two guys because I don't have the tools to fight them at this point. They will chase you down to the ends of the level. I mean, and they're so close together now that, you know, you can't isolate them and try to get one alone to beat it up.
And they have long enough range that you can't just snipe them from outside their range either.
Can you even damage them?
I've damaged them so far, but I haven't destroyed either of them.
Do you need to destroy either of them?
My pride demands it. Also, they drive up the walls.
Yeah, so I guess if you go in here on higher difficulties, then your health just melts even faster from those Vulcan fires.
It does. And I honestly just switched the difficulty down at this point for that fight, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, I can imagine that dealing with these guys on anything higher than what you're doing now is going to lead to some pretty degenerate hide-and-peek gameplay.
Yeah. And it's not like I can hide and peek from these guys in this area. I mean, what do I hide around? What do I peek around?
The entrance, I guess.
And then use guided missiles to get to it.
Well, there's always a way. It might not be a great puzzle, but it's still a puzzle. Oh yeah, that must be the other side of that cracked door that we couldn't get through earlier.
Yeah, that I didn't even bother trying.
Yeah, and if they just made your ship out of the same thing that they made that door out of, then we'd be all set. Nobody could hurt us.
But, you know, it's kind of interesting, some of the terrain pieces they set out.
Yeah, it does help, oh, there we go. Kind of set the tone. Alright, guess we're going into the, altar now.
The Temple of the Silver Monkey.
The Temple of Elemental Evil.
That secret level from, Vertigo was warning us that, dungeon level.
Oh yeah, and touching the lava sets you on fire as well as providing contact damage.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Sure, makes sense. That's what this game would do. So once you are on fire, do you have any recourse besides the Guidebot power-up, or do you just have to wait it out?
Wait it out.
I mean, it sounds like if there were any water around, you could drive into that to set yourself, well, put it out, but there doesn't seem to be any nearby.
No, there isn't. And this entire little section below here is completely optional. You don't have to come down here at all. But of course I do because someone decided to put something down here.
Is it the Helix cannon?
Nope. It is this guy. You know, just a random statue of an Eldritch god.
For one homing missile.
Yeah.
They're not even going to give you a 4-pack, huh? No?
No. It's like there's just too much space and not enough stuff. And that's a complaint that's going to be running all the way through this LP for this level or this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a neat set piece, but, like, after you've played this game for the first time, why would you ever want to go over there? This very much seems like a game where you just need to take a straight line from your start to your objectives to your exit and not get caught up fighting any more enemies than you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is just so unrewarding fighting most of these things.
Both in terms of actual rewards, material rewards in the game, and reward for the player going, yes, I beat them.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool when they set on fire and try and rush you, but that's not great gameplay-wise. You should feel rewarded for emptying your enemy's health. But anyway, so the point stands. There's just a lot of... There's so many good ideas in this game, but the execution just doesn't quite feel right.
Yeah.
I mean, just listen to that lava splash you heard earlier. That's not... It just sounds so sad compared to the lava explosions we had in Descent 2.
Just listen to how enthused I am, just commenting over this game that I played.
Oh boy,
I played this.
There's a lot of melee guys now. That's exciting, right?
Yeah, in this big room that I can dance around them all day long.
I mean, in a sense, it is still the same game, the same classes of enemies almost, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like they've quite upped the complexity of the fighting, perhaps. I mean, there's still flashes of brilliance every now and then with the level design that are quite nice, but I don't know. It just seems like they haven't quite run over the whole game with a fine-tooth comb yet.
No.
Like, it almost seems like they need, like, one more version in, like, internal testing first, and then publish it, but there's always those, you always have to ship your game. That's the troubling part of it. So, how much help was Guidebot in that last tank fight, anyway? It looked like he barely did anything.
No, he wasn't helpful at all. I put him out just in case. I don't know why I put him out. I think he's just going for the next objective now, and I'm like, no, I can do that myself.
It sounds like you actually literally just collided with Guidebot back there.
I did. Colliding with Guidebot at sufficient velocity means you take a point of damage.
You keep checking those pits and firing at the walls over and over again. Are you sure there's a secret area there? Is that why you're doing it?
Yeah, I could have sworn there was a secret passage somewhere, and I'm like, gotta find it.
Yeah, that seems like the sort of thing to do. Make one of those walls slightly different texture, but still good enough that you can spot it from a distance, of course, and then do it that way.
Yes, that guy got caught in the lava and burned himself to death. Also, this flamethrower guy is caught on level geometry, and I don't care.
Yes, absolutely. Take every advantage you can get.
Oh, thought that looked like a switch.
Yeah, was there anything down there? It looks like there were only those missiles hiding under those outcrops, but that was it.
No, there's nothing. Everything, aside from ducking in and then going across this room and then popping back out, everything in this little temple complex is optional.
Yeah, if you need to restock on frag missiles, I guess, but that's it.
Oh, come on, I just got out. Why are you... Who's shooting at me? But yeah, that's Dr. Schweitzer's lab in the background, and even once we get into it, we still got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, so I don't mind having optional dead ends in level structure or whatnot, but, yeah, there didn't seem like there was enough of a good reward to really justify going in there. Alright, there we go. Somebody way over there needs to die.
Nope. It gets better.
Oh, good. Another tank.
Yep.
Well, there's only one this time. Ought to be much easier, right? Oh no, there's two. That's right. The classic anti-tank weapon.
Flamethrowers. Please note, I'm down to 17 shields. 5.
For such an important number, it's not very large. I guess the tracers on those tracer lines on those Vulcan rounds look pretty neat. Too bad you're not really in a good angle to appreciate them most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, by the time I encounter those guys again, I will have better weapons to deal with things.
Good. Yeah, I think that's actually really the problem with these guys, is that they have full aiming capabilities. Like, you would think a tank like that would have a blind spot right directly vertically above it, but that doesn't really seem to be the case. Alright, so I guess this, wow, that really does look like a lab you might find in a Civilization game or some such. Oh, and of course you can break the glass, naturally.
But remember, the glass can only be broken by missiles or Vulcan cannon.
So you can't melt the glass with the flamethrower, then?
No.
The research data cartridges have been destroyed during the crisis. However, I'm willing to bet that some of the robots themselves have such cartridges still locked into their memory systems. You need to get
now what?
Cartridges from one of them.
Okay, I see. That's why you couldn't email it to us. The whole system's air-gapped. That's security for you.
Yeah.
So we gotta stick our USB drive into the computer. Or no, I'm sorry, this is the 90s. We gotta extract a floppy disk out of the server.
No, this is the 90s. We gotta extract a data cartridge.
Ooh.
Like it's a Nintendo.
Well, that's still pretty modern, though. I was afraid we'd have to run into some tape drives.
But don't worry. Okay, here's the gimmick of this little area here. Each of these doors is lockable by hitting a switch on them. And not all doors can be locked or unlocked from the opposite sides.
Okay, we're in a video game. Why would you want to lock a door?
Because, I'm going to spoil it, there's a boss fight in the Schweitzer's lab. And because it's a rodeo boss, basically, if you know the trope, basically you gotta chase the guy down. So by locking doors, you can control where it goes.
So it's a boss that runs away from you.
Yes. And what enemy bot do we know that loves to run away from us?
The little Class 1 drones that pepper you with shots and then run away.
Okay, not quite. But I think once you guys see what the boss is, you'll either scream in agony or you will cheer me on as I murder it.
Ah, so it's a supervisor bot. I mean, that looked like a regular thief bot there, so no big deal. We'll just murder it, as we do. He stole your headlight. Oh no!
And stole the super lasers. But fortunately, Thiefbot is not immune to being burned to death.
Yeah, damage over time while it runs away. There we go.
Gotcha.
That was actually surprisingly easy.
And there's my headlight up, but the Thiefbot had the data cartridge that I need.
I guess that's another excellent reason to lock the doors behind yourself.
Ah, but here's the thing. You guys may have noticed, I didn't retrieve the super laser upgrade.
I'm sure you did that on purpose.
Oh no, because it stole enough things that the super laser went away.
Oh.
Dang.
And this is me going, what do I need to do? What do I need to do?
Oh, inventory strikes again.
Yep.
So you're trying to insert the data cartridge into a keyhole.
But I don't know where it is. So I then spend a little bit of time just running around going, okay, is it back here? Oh, wait, there's a super laser.
Oh, I thought you were, I thought you needed to change the security key for that door, but it's just something else?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the door. The keyhole is somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good, good.
But we've actually seen where I need to put the data cartridge.
Maybe you have. I haven't.
Okay, fair enough. I have the advantage of playing this game in the past. Now, technically, if you get really lucky, the Thiefbot doesn't actually steal the data cartridge from where it's sitting over here.
So it has a slightly random set of priorities then? It might not have actually stolen the data cartridge by the time you get over there? Or activate it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's me just locking the door with the enemy spawner behind it, so I'm good.
Oh, silly me. I thought the fog was a death pit, but there's no such thing in this game. There's no cartridge to transfer the data to. Okay. But we have a cartridge.
Yep. I have to go all the way down here to put the cartridge in.
Oh, how could I be so silly? Of course that's what a cartridge data port looks like.
And then I have to go all the way back here in order to hit the switch.
That seems a little bit heavy-duty, but then again, we could be talking about exabytes of data here.
But here's the boss.
Yeah.
That's rude. Oh, now he's just showing off.
Die. 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 Die.
But it seems that the virus is still active in the system.
Robots aren't supposed to have personality.
Mutated robots.
Only the good robots are supposed to have personality, that is. Okay. He seems to have a pretty good weapon on him.
Yeah. And so the idea is that you lock yourself and the Super Thiefbot into a small area so you can chase him down.
Why does he need to run away if he's got a weapon that good?
Because if he... technically, you lose if he gets out of the... out of Dr. Schweitzer's lab.
Oh, there's an event flag if he gets out of there. Oh, good. Well, at least you can actually see him from this far away and do something about him.
Oh, so there's a targeting ray. There's a targeting thing. He's gonna. Yep.
It looks like he swapped out his like steal your equipment claws with some actual grindy claws.
Oh, don't be surprised. He can still steal your equipment. It's just I didn't have any.
So, if that's the...
Ow!
Ooh, jeez.
But fortunately, the nice thing about setting the guys on fire is that because it is damage over time, it's still dealing damage as I respawn.
So he seems like he's polite enough
died.
not to escape while you're doing this run back, but I'm still not... I guess I don't really have a good bead on his AI here, which is, of course, you know, perfectly fine, because I'm not the one playing the game, and this is just a single video. But I guess I still kind of have a hard time understanding his AI priorities. Like, either he should be firing at you if he can see you, but otherwise he's running towards the exit as best he can.
Or just running around, but, you know...
Actually, why is it so
basically,
bad if he escapes if he doesn't have the data cartridge?
Oh, because he has the data cartridge. Because the data cartridge is formed around him, or he forms around the data cartridge.
Yeah, but we just picked up a data cartridge, so is that not the one that has the actual Schweitzer data on it, or what?
That is the one.
So where's the thief bot then?
Basically,
did you kill him already?
Okay, so Thiefbot stole the original cartridge. We killed the Thiefbot to get the cartridge. We uploaded the final version of the data to the cartridge, at which the Super Thiefbot the cartridge became the Super Thiefbot, which we killed to get the cartridge back.
Oh, so the Super Thiefbot is actually dead. Okay, I must have missed that part.
Yes. Yeah, oh, there we go, that's the exit part. And everything explodes.
Okay. That got me, I'm afraid.
And if we hadn't called for backup, those 3 ships wouldn't have shown up at the end there.